Guys, in this video, I will explain to you what is Layer 7 DDoS protection in F5 Distributed Cloud. F5 Distributed Cloud has a lot of ways and layers of protections. And let me explain to you what is a layer 7 DDoS, detection and protection. So the layer 7 DDoS protection is when the platform detects an attack on the backend application, and only when the backend application is suffering. This is very important to understand. Okay, so if the backend application is responding without any latency, the service is up and running. It's not DDoS. Even if you send 1 million requests per second, it's not a DDoS attack because the service is still up and running. So it's important to understand exactly what is a DDoS layer 3, layer 4, layer 7 in a WAP solution. In F5 Distributed Cloud WAP, you have several layers of protection. So the first layers are, for instance, IP reputation, service policy, bot protection, rate limiting. Those protection will block DDoS attacks, okay? And perhaps only few requests will arrive to the server, and the server will never be under stress, okay? So without any latency, without error rate. So it's important to understand this. As long as the backend service is up and running, it's not a DDoS attack. So we will not mitigate. We will deliver the service. No false positive. Service deliver to the consumers. But as long as we notify few things, and let me tell you exactly what are the criteria. The first one is the most important, the latency. Okay, the backend server is suffering, and now instead of having 10 milliseconds of latency, we have 100, 500 milliseconds. Okay, one criteria. Second one, request rate, of course. The third, throughput. And the last one, error rate. Okay, so as soon as we see one of them, we start to mitigate the DDoS attack. So let me show you how it works and how to enable it. It's very easy. So first things to do is to go to your load balancer. So let's go to this one, Arcadia EMEA on f5demos.com. And on the left side, I go to the DOS protection. So you can see here the DOS detection is enabled. So this is layer 7. Okay, the layer 3, layer 4 is by default enabled on any tenant, any F5 Distributed Cloud tenant to protect your applications, but also our own platform. And as you can see, there is also an auto mitigation option. Okay, so here it means the platform will detect the sources, the bad actors, and create rules to block them. So far, I don't have any rules created. And I have also the slow DDoS, like the slow loris. Okay, I open a connection, I keep the connection open with the platform and the server, but I do not send a lot of requests. Okay, so I will consume almost all the table, all the memory. It's here, and you can see I have here some custom values. Okay, so only two settings to enable. Now, on this application, let's go, this one, have a baseline. So I have a traffic 24/7, few requests per second. It's 10 requests per second, more or less, okay, on this platform. So you can see it's quite calm, but it's very, very low. And every 20 minutes, and every 30 minutes, there is this baseline. If I go to the DDoS, so far, I don't have any event. So what I'm gonna do right now, I will send millions times more requests to the platform. Okay, so what I want the backend server. I told you I want the backend server to suffer in order to have a disturb or reduce service, so that I have more error. Okay, an error rate is increasing, or in order to have more latency. So let me send the traffic right now. Okay, so I send here with 1,000 connection, 10,000 requests, okay, per connection per second. Okay, and I do exactly the same a second time for another machine, with 5,000 requests per second. So now the application is not yet under stress, okay, because the application is accepting, initializing all the TCP connections. The requests are coming, the server is responding, so far so good, okay, but at a certain point of time, the server will not be able to accept new connection or will not be able to accept new requests, and the queue will be full. And at this moment, the server will send either error, okay, or will start to drop connections, and then we will see here some events and mitigations, okay. So I can see here raise is small at the moment, okay. You see it's just few WAF, so few bots. So on purpose for this demo, I disabled a lot of security protections. So I disabled some bots protection from the basic bot in order to do not block my traffic generator, and I disabled some service policy, I disabled some IP reputation, just to be sure that only the layer 7 will detect and block, okay. Else my million of requests will be blocked by the bot protection. So let's see. Okay, so now you see it takes 1 minute, 2 minutes, so it's pretty fast, okay, to wait for an event, okay, error rate, latency, whatever. So let's see, I can see one DOS event so far. It's based on error rate, okay. This is the metric which triggered the attack, and here I can see it's pretty simple. It's coming from one source, okay. I use a machine in AWS, and this is my IP address of the source. Oh no, it's from Google. It's not AWS, from Google, okay. So this is the first alert. Now, if I go to the auto mitigation, I should see now a signature, something to block the attack. And this is what I have here, okay? So here you can see that the prefix with this source IP address is black. So now the application on the backend is completely available. And I'm continuing to sending a lot of requests. So if I go to the application you can see is responding very, very well, okay. But on the other side, on my other screen, I'm sending million of requests, okay, in few minutes. So because my source now is blocked based just on the source IP address. It's pretty simple because all the requests come from the same IP address. Imagine the requests come from several IP addresses, then the platform will try to create a more smarter dynamic signature. This is very simple. And now if I refresh, I can see more events because I ran several times the attack, okay? Hope you enjoyed this video and see you soon.